Awakening, Chapter 2, Unintended. My pencil stands at the ready, awaiting orders from my exhausted brain. The difficult fluid mechanics problem blurs in and out of focus in front of my eyes. I hadn't written a word in 15 minutes. Exams are coming soon, and they're the last obstacle between me and graduation. Learning this material should be the most important thing in the world to me right now. Yet, the page remains blank. My mind is on another test, one I was not at all ready for. How did she not expect me to see it? When I entered her bathroom, it was right on top of the bin, a little white stick with 2 bright pink lines. There might as well have been a neon sign with flashing arrows pointing at it. I thought she had been acting weird, too nice, fake levels of nice. I stumbled out of the bathroom backwards, completely forgetting that I had to pee. "That was quick," Alice asked playfully. "Did you wash your hands?" Why was it so hard to talk? "I have to go home." "Now? It's not that late," she asked suspiciously. "Lots of homework. Exams are coming up." I kept the sentences short to keep from stammering. "I'll go with you. It'll be nice for you to have company while you work," she insisted. I emerged from the memory and look at Alice, who had fallen asleep in my bed about 5 minutes after we got here. I can just make out her profile, peeking over mountains of tangled sheets in the darkness. My bed lies just beyond the border of the tiny desk lamp's glow. Her blonde hair appears silver in the moonlight. I can hear the heavy whispers of her breath repeating peacefully. I had composed myself on the ride over. I'll be all right tomorrow. She won't know I know. I'm not afraid of having a kid. Alice and I always planned to, one day, admittedly a few years down the road, but we'd find a way to make it work. We always found a way to make things work. But one question keeps replaying in my brain. Why didn't she tell me? She wasn't thinking about... No, Alice would never do that. She's not the type. She's as loving as they come, and she'll be the best mom in the world to this kid. She'd sooner die than do that. Then it has to be me. Was she not telling me because she thinks I'll bail? A white-hot fire burns in my chest at the thought. My mom left me when I was young. Some guy swept her off her feet, and they moved to Florida. It was just me and my dad after that. There was a brief time in high school when she came back to Ohio for a year. Mr. Florida had gotten rough with her. Eventually, he begged her to come back, and she left all over again. Time heals all wounds, I suppose, although the ones she gave my dad never seemed to fade. He was never the same after she left the first time, perpetually closed off. Suffice it to say, I didn't have the most loving family situation as a child. Luckily, I had really great friends. I could never do what my mom did to me. Alice knows that. She knows I'm going to be a good dad. I'm going to be a dad. My phone makes a loud and obnoxious buzzing sound as it vibrates on my desk. I snatch it quickly to stop the noise. Alice doesn't stir. I look down into my hand and see the calls from my friend Turner. Turner is the closest thing I have to a brother. Growing up, I spent more nights at his place than mine after my mom left. My eyes instinctively dart to the nearest clock. The bright green digits read 1:56. It's not uncommon for me to be up studying this late into the night, but it is very uncommon for me to be receiving phone calls. What would Turner want right now, I wonder? It doesn't matter. When your brother calls in the middle of the night, you answer. I flounder through my small one-room apartment to the front door, hurtling clutter as I go. My shadow, cast from the flickering street lamp outside my window, dances elaborately against the wall. I somehow make it to my doorway without tripping, and enter the narrow, fluorescently lit hallway. The air is stagnant and musty smelling, as usual. "Turner?" I whisper into the phone as I shut my door softly. I lean against a beige section of wall. The smooth painted surface is cold against my back, and slide into a sitting position. The scratchy carpeting rubs against my leg like sandpaper. "Blaine, I'm so glad you picked up." "Are you okay?" I ask worriedly. "No, not really." The fear in his voice is genuine. "I've gotten into a bad spot, and I need your help." A thin black cat with jade eyes silently creeps from around the corner to investigate the commotion. This sneaky resident was a mainstay on our floor, and I'd often feel obliged to pay him a toll when bringing in groceries or coming back from class. I had never actually talked to the owner, but knew the pet's name was Salem from a golden label on his purple collar. "You know I've always got your back, but can't this wait until tomorrow?" I ask, ignoring Salem's inquiring looks. "I'm not sure I'll still be alive tomorrow." My brain begins to race, fueled with concern. "Turner, what the hell does that mean? Is this some kind of joke?" "No," he responds darkly. Salem inches forward and brushes against my side, sleepily, before collapsing into a very comfortable-looking position against my leg. My left hand subconsciously scratches behind his ear, as my mind is still completely focused on Turner. Salem purrs softly. "Do you need me to call the police?" "We can't," he insists. "It's too dangerous." "Why can't we call the police? You aren't on drugs or something, are you?" "No," he exclaims emphatically. Something in the way he answered says more than he intended. An unspoken language only longtime friends can hear. "In fact, I'm not taking any drugs at all," his voice told me, even if his words didn't. Turner was diagnosed bipolar at a young age. Most people never knew it. He was a perfectly normal kid at school. He had caring parents and good doctors. I remember he always had to take this little orange pill in the morning whenever I would stay at his place. What would happen if he didn't take his medicine? I don't know, but I can't imagine it would be good. "Turner, are you off your meds?" I sound like his dad. "You're going to be a dad." A chaotic storm rages inside my head. He ignores my question, which gives me my answer. "Listen, I'm on my way to Columbus. I should be there in a few hours. I just need to talk to you as soon as possible." "Turner!" My harsh voice echoes through the empty hallway. "Aren't you in Chicago?" Salem, who had just about fallen asleep at my side, looks up, fully alert. "Sorry, buddy," I mouth silently, and he seems to understand as the glazed look returns to his eyes. "No," Turner answers calmly. "I just told you. I'll be there in a few hours. I think I'm somewhere in Indiana right now." Upset that my friend is acting so recklessly, I stand up from the coarse carpeting, it was making my legs itch, and begin pacing through the hallway. The ugly yellowish diamond pattern on the floor makes the place look even older than it is. Salem, clearly feeling betrayed, looks at me with resentment as he walks back toward the corner he had appeared from. "It really doesn't sound like it's safe for you to be driving right now. You're scaring me." "Listen, I'll explain everything in a few hours. I should be there at about 5. I need to see you then." "Turner, I'm exhausted. School is crazy right now, and... I think about telling him the big news, but decide against it. And I could just really use a good night's rest. "Listen, Blaine, if it weren't absolutely necessary, I wouldn't be calling you right now." His cadence slows with the authenticity of his plea. "You have to listen to me. I need to see you as soon as I get to Columbus." "Fine," I regretfully concede. When a friend like Turner asks for your help, you do it, no matter what. "But I don't want to meet here. Alice is over, and I don't want you to freak her out with whatever it is you have going on. Where are you staying?" "Yeah, it'd be better if she didn't get involved," he warns dismally. "I'm going to stay at the Holiday Inn, but I'd rather meet you on the bike path under the bridge on Lane." "You want to meet under a bridge?" I ask, unable to hide the disbelief in my voice. "What are you trying to do? Mug me?" "I know it sounds crazy. You just have to trust me." He sounds ashamed, almost broken. "All right, 5 o'clock, under the bridge. Sounds like a party." I would laugh if I weren't so tired. "Thank you, Blaine." I can hear his voice crack, as if he's about to start crying. And again, I'm so sorry about all this. "Yeah, don't mention it. I'll see you in a few hours," I sigh as I end the call. The heaviness of Turner's last words make me feel uneasy. He's definitely off his meds, I justified the empty hallway, trying to convince myself of the rational explanation. Could he possibly be in actual trouble? The terrifying thought crosses my mind. No, he would have given more details. He would have at least explained why, I reassure myself. Salem returns from around the corner and sits at my feet. He looks up at me with curiosity. His long black tail twitches back and forth every few seconds. Plus, if he were in real trouble, he'd call the police, not me, I say out loud, putting my conscience to rest. Salem meows loudly, seemingly in agreement. Well, that settles it then. I smile as I take a knee and scratch Salem under his chin. He expresses his gratitude by purring sweetly. I, on the other hand, am talking to a cat. I sigh through an exasperated chuckle. It is clearly time for me to get some sleep. Good night, buddy. I pat him on the head and have to shut my door quickly to prevent him from following me inside. I enter my apartment and bump into every piece of furniture that I have crammed into my insanely small room. My eyes had adjusted to the fluorescently lit hallway, and my room seems even darker than before. I look at the open textbook and blank notebook, lying unfinished on my desk. Feels like they're judging me. Let's be real. I wasn't going to get any work done tonight anyways, I confess through a whisper. I walk to my desk and pull the chain hanging from the small lamp, sending my room into complete blackness with a soft click. Besides, I have to get up early. I groan as I begrudgingly set my alarm for 4:30 a.m., suppressing a strong urge to curse. After some blind searching, I locate my bed and collapse into it. I feel Alice unconsciously snuggle up to my side. I kiss her warm forehead, and a dreamy smile spreads across her lips. I feel mine curl into one as well. I roll onto my side, fighting a losing battle with my own waking thoughts. I try to force myself to sleep, but my exhausted mind races, and I feel fully alert. Damn it, Turner. I'm not really thinking about Turner. Awakening will resume next week with Chapter 3, Butterflies and Hurricanes. It is scheduled for Saturday morning, but if this video reaches 500 views or 50 likes before that time, I will post the next chapter earlier. Hello everyone! Thank you so much for listening to my story, Awakening. I hope you're enjoying it. Reading my words aloud has been a new practice I've implemented into my writing process, and a friend of mine suggested that, since I'm going through the trouble of reading it aloud anyway, I might as well press record and share with anyone who wants to listen. Recording myself reading has been a very nerve-wracking experience. I am especially nervous to do character dialogue. But the first chapter seemed to be well received, so my plan is to continue releasing one chapter a week for the foreseeable future. The plan will be Saturday mornings, but if we can reach certain view or like goals before that time, I will release the chapters sooner. I do have aspirations and dreams of someday getting Awakening published, and I know a big part of getting published in the year 2020 is showing you have a base or a platform. So maybe YouTube could be my way of building just such a thing. If you have enjoyed the story, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you will know when I post the next chapter. I also love to hear from people who have read, or in this case listened, to my story, so please feel encouraged to reach out to me via any of the social media platforms that you should see on your screen now if you have any thoughts, questions, or encouragement. Thank you so much again for reading or listening, and I'll see you next week.